Anybody with me? I'm early. Hopefully you're early too. We will be trying to talk to the interwebs tonight. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and everybody else that's out there in the land of faces might enjoy it as well. Tonight we're going to talk about finding our ideal weight, how to find our ideal weight and keep the weight off, hopefully, but finding our ideal weight is important. Some of us don't even really know how to pick a good goal weight. So this will be a great opportunity to not just find your ideal weight, but maybe even to figure out what you would like for your goal weight to be. Hey, Priscilla. Hey, Linda. Hey, Jennifer. It's Gina. Wave at me. All right, good. I've finally got somebody to acknowledge I exist. Welcome, you guys. Don't forget to turn your chat on. Hopefully, you're going to have a good class with me tonight. Please forgive my congestion. If it blooms or grows outside, I will be sneezing. And I believe it may be time to knock an inch or two off of this beard. It's probably going to turn yellow with pollen now that the pollen is falling and collected in the sky out here. Let me get my alternate screen pulled up here. We'll get started in just a minute. Bear with me. All right. Now, we'll get this going in a couple of places. Class officially starts in 3 minutes. Hey, Jen. All right. I realize I may have where are my controls? All right, now say hey to me.
Hello.
All right, somebody
finally figured it out.
All right. Glad you're here. Y'all say hello. Tell us how much weight you've lost this week while I get this shared around. I'm going to get this, try to get this out to the masses. We can get this. If you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to share this with your friends on your page if you'd like. This will be a good class for anybody that's new or anybody that may want to know about Shibboleth, or maybe they're just interested in losing weight while we have this free class on Monday night.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Who's telling me hey? Priscilla?
Hello.
Hey, dear. How are you? All right. We're sharing it around the interwebs now. This should be going out to everybody. All right. So let's show you guys. Nobody wanting to tell me how much weight they've lost this week? Just listening, Katinka says. Before I share my screen, I'll let y'all get in there. Linda, are you exercising up there on me? No? $22 pounds for Jerry. Wow. Great job, Jerry. Jen, how much are you down now?
Oh, I gained.
How much are you down now?
Down total is 115.
115.
Oh, that's good.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Sometimes we gain. That's part of the deal.
I had 2 holidays.
Okay. I put this up here on the board. So if you're watching this on recording, or maybe you're watching this now on Facebook and you're wondering, how do I get involved in the live class? I want to be able to ask Jason a question while he's teaching. I want to be able to be there. I want to wave at him. I want him to call my name. All you got to do is text 888-831-1207. And you want to send the word my Jason. I know it's 2 words, but if you'll send it in 1 word to 888-831-1207, we'll get you a text invite.
I'll be with you in just 1 moment.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get you a text invite to class, and everything will be peachy from there. It's time to start class. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Okay. Do I need to call? Let me call on one right quick. Hey, Angela, you got something you need to run past me? No? Okay. No questions? I'm going to lower your hand so I don't think you're trying to get my attention. That's perfect. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to start out by erasing my board. So if you needed this information, Geraldine, if you needed this, if you haven't got my text alerts, write this down, 888-831-1207. Facebook, write this down, 888-831-1207. This is going to be a text message you're going to send to that number, and you're going to send the word my Jason to it, and I'll get you in on my class text alert list. And that's going to be the end of that. The reason why I'm erasing that is because I'm going to be on the board tonight. Hopefully you guys can set up your screen to where it shows you the active speaker. Right now, as far as I can see on Facebook, this is going to be really hard to translate because we got so many people here, and that's awesome. I really like it. If I take and put it in speaker view on my screen, I can see me really big, but it's not translating over to Facebook as of yet. Hopefully that can be remedied as we go forward. There I am. All right. So it does transition over. Good deal. I can't hear anything. Hopefully you can't hear us while I try to figure it out. No big deal. I hope you can hear me. Who can? And if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or raise your hand and then put it back down. Okay. I see a couple of thumbs. Good. All right, so you can hear me. Tonight we're going to go over, what we're going to go over is ideal weight, okay? Finding your ideal weight. Everybody has a different ideal weight. There are some ways to determine what your ideal weight should be. Let me make sure I've got this thing where I want it. No. Perfect. I think I've got it now. Okay, so finding our ideal weight. Your ideal weight may be hard for you to figure out. And in this process, especially those that are on Facebook, maybe watching right now, you may be thinking, I want to lose weight. One day I want to be able to join a weight loss program, but as of today, I just want to feel good. Okay, well, that's good. We all want to feel good. We all want to be healthier. Even if we're not willing to do anything about it, I think in general, if someone were to ask you, do you want to be a healthy person? Everybody would say yes. Some of us maybe that enjoy good health, we might not even consider it to be a reasonable question, but I assure you, anybody out there that has ever suffered with any kind of health issue, when asked the simple question, would you benefit from being from having a healthy body? They would say yes. And most people, especially people who have been struck with illnesses that they cannot get rid of, or that they've been told that they cannot get rid of, would be well, willing to do just about anything to be healthy again or to gain a healthy lifestyle. Finding our ideal weight with my tool is probably the easiest thing I can teach you. The easiest thing I can teach you is in finding ideal weight. All you need is one web address. I'm gonna show it to you. You take the words ideal weight and you put the in front of it and .com on the end of it. I know you can't see that. Let me fix that. All right. Theidealweight.com. Okay. So you want to find your ideal weight. This is all one word. There's no spaces, nothing like that. But theidealweight.com. And I'm going to go there with you. And I'm going to try to teach a class around this. But everybody that doesn't really know where they need to be, let's use theidealweight.com to find that out. Okay. So, and I'm going to be the guinea pig tonight, so don't worry. I'm going to make this easy on everybody. Okay, let's go first to my website. Okay, so the Shibboleth website, this will make sense to members, so bear with me. If you're not a member, please stay with me. This is going to be some good information that you're going to want to have for your understanding. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my profile. Okay, so on my profile, this is your profile button, this purple tab. When you scroll down and see your profile, there'll be this list of tabs that you can push or select. The bottom two is assessment and ideal weight. Now, I have completed a body fat assessment for myself using measurements on myself that I'm going to go over with everybody. However, first, for anybody that's living the Shibboleth lifestyle that has a login to the Shibboleth website, go to your profile, go to ideal weight, and when you click that, it's going to take you to, you guessed it, idealweight.com, theidealweight.com. Now, this is embedded in our website, okay? So what it's going to require of you is your age, your height in inches, your gender, and your current weight in pounds. Your current weight in pounds, okay? So this only goes up to 75 inches, okay? I'm 6'6" with my shoes on. I'm going with my shoes on weight. That puts me taller than 75 inches, right? How many of you know how many inches is 6 foot? 72 inches. So I got to add 6 to 72, meaning it doesn't quite go up tall enough for me. So if I put 76 inches in height and hit send, I want y'all to see this. My ideal weight, it says, is in between 192 and 216 pounds. Now, we're going to go with Jason, right? So this is Jason, which is me. I am a 46-year-old man. I'm 6 foot, 6 inches, and currently weigh 248 pounds. Now, this is telling me I need to weigh between 192 and 216 pounds. And that's a pretty good split in my weight, right? Y'all would agree? 202 would be 10 pounds heavier. 212 would be 20 pounds heavier. So this is 24 pounds difference, right? There's 24 pounds difference between a low number for me and a high number for me at 6 foot. I think it has me at 6'3", if I remember right. 75 inches should be 6'3". Now, I'm going to show you, if you'll let me try to pull it up here. It should let me show. Can y'all see that? Is everybody seeing this suggested ideal weight for adults? Y'all can read that? Jen, can you see it? Okay, thanks. Okay, so if I find 6'3", and I'm gonna put my cursor right beside it, you'll see that it says 216 is the high weight. My high weight on the wall behind us, I know y'all saw me write it up here, may not be able to see me right now very well, is 216. But the low weight there, if you'll notice, is 168. Now, this ideal weight chart that I'm showing you is for men and women. Okay, men and women. Now, you may say, so you're telling me there's a 6'3" tall woman out there that might be taking, yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. This also goes down to 4'7". Okay, goes down to 4'7". So that's a pretty good span when it comes to, we've got 4'7" all the way to 6'9". So this chart actually has the correct weight for me here. My high number would be 233. And my low number, if we just use the 24-pound difference here, would be somewhere around 219. Okay. 219 on me is, I'm pretty lean at 219. Let me just put it that way. So in looking at this chart, I want everybody to find their height. Okay. If you're between 19 and 34, you should look at this middle row of numbers here. If you're between 35 or older, between 35 or older, you would be able to find your height over here. And if you're a female, start on the lower end and add 25 pounds or so. Okay, your ideal weight should be in between the low number and add 25 pounds. Now listen, we're just finding ideal weight, everybody. Don't anybody get upset with me. Okay, don't anybody get frustrated thinking that's way less than I want to weigh, or I don't even know how to fathom what I would look like at that weight. We're only finding ideal weight, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Okay. Okay, so has everybody got it? All right, I think so. Okay, so let me exit back out of here. Let me go back to my screen and find where I was. Okay, so my ideal weight here, if you'll notice, between 192 and 216 was for a shorter version of myself. Okay, so utilizing the website and the ideal weight section there, as long as you're not a gigantor like me, right? Or let's see how low it goes for the ladies. 60 inches, right? 60 inches is what? 5 feet? So if you're shorter than 5 feet, you're going to have to go with 60 inches to see what it gives you. But since I've shown you my chart, hopefully you found what your ideal weight range is for those that were less than 60 inches and greater than 75. Okay? All right, now, in order to understand what this says, it says in order to reach the ideal weight range, you would need to lose 32 pounds. That's for me. The top end of the suggested range will allow most people to feel comfortable in their clothes, while the middle point of the range will allow most people to feel incredible in their bathing suit. Right now, let's look what it says here. Of course, everyone has different goals. So this information is not a substitute for an assessment done by a licensed or qualified physician. There are many other factors that come into play when determining your ideal weight. If you'd like help with this, we want you to send an email to info@myshibboleth.com, info@MYSHIBBOLETH.com, info@myshibboleth.com. However, and I know some of you are like, well, what's this got to do with me? You are going to be able to determine this just from taking this lesson from me tonight without a mentor call, so long as you'll follow my instructions, okay? If you'll follow my instructions, you should be able to do this yourself, okay? member or not. I'm going to show you how to do it as a member, and then I'm going to show you how to do it when you're not. Let me get this set back up because my little screen is all kinds of messed up, y'all. All right. Now, let's go over here and look at this assessment. So, actually, I'm going to go back to my profile. So, back here at my profile, you'll notice I said the ideal weight is at the bottom of these tabs, right? Directly above that, you'll see assessments. Now, I'm going to click assessments, and I'm going to show you what it calls for. Number one, it calls for you to take proper body measurements, okay? So, just like I did, let me stop for a second. You're going to need this, okay? You're going to need a measuring tape that a seamstress would use, or you would use to measure something like your body, okay? And you're going to use this little chart that we provide in the assessment on how to measure, guess what? Yourself, okay? So you're going to measure your neck, and you'll need to look in the mirror, obviously, or figure out how to mark your tape measure with your finger as you go. Your abdomen, I want everybody, even if you've had weight loss surgery and you've had your belly button repositioned on your body, okay? It doesn't matter. Use your belly button for your waist measurement, okay? Your waist measurement. Your biceps measure at the biggest part, okay? And go on and flex it, okay? Flex it. Some of you will say, I have skin, draw that skin into a flexed muscle, whatever's, if you have skin on your bicep or on the back of your arm, on your tricep, just get that in your measurement, okay? As you lose weight, you'll want to measure it the same, flexed and in the same place. That's the same reason why we're going to utilize the belly button, because even though you lose weight, your belly button should still be your belly button, right? It's a good place to measure. Now, use your bony wrist, okay? Use your bony wrist. I'm going to show you on me. Now, my wrist, let's see if I can give you a better look, has an area here that has some meat on it. Here, okay? You don't want to measure the meat on your wrist. You want to measure the bone of your wrist. So, and I'm going to show you, right? So if I measure my wrist where the meat of my arm is, I'm at, well, almost 8 inches. However, if I move down here to where my bone is, I'm at 7.5 inches. Now that measurement, you guys, should not decrease. Your measurement where your bone is on your wrist is going into our system, and it's telling the system what type of a bone density you have. Are you a quote unquote small frame person? Or do you have a big bone structure, or where that is? Now, the assessment tool factors that in. You don't type in, I am big bone, okay? You just take that measurement and let the system determine it. I don't care what your mama or your Aunt Lena or your grandpa told you. Nobody necessarily is big bone. Let the system determine whether or not that is a good excuse for you to be the size you are or not, okay? Now look, forearm, measure your forearm at the thickest part, because even though your forearm will get smaller, your thickest part will always be the thickest part, okay? So take your measurement there. Hips, use your, I need to say this, the biggest part, or the biggest, wherever your fanny is the biggest, okay? I don't think I'm going to get algorithmed out for saying fanny. Your glutes, where your bottom, your behind, you'll want to measure wherever it's the biggest, okay? If you're fortunate enough to have somebody to help measure you, trust them at what's the biggest, okay? They may ask you to help them find the biggest, or you try to measure it until you get the bigger of those measurements. But yes, hips would be your backside, okay? Not necessarily where your belt is, okay? It would be below that. Thighs, let's go to the thickest part of your thigh. I wouldn't go so far into your growing that you're too high up there. Let's go midway between where your hip bends and where your knee bends. Midway will always be midway. If you make the measurement there, you're good. And then calves, definitely you should go to the thickest part of your calf. Now, hopefully, by going over this little chart with you, you'll have an idea on how to measure yourself, okay? Now, let me take that out of the way. Now, for me, I've already done this assessment for myself, okay? And as you can see, they have not repopulated since I pulled this up, but over here, where I've already filled that out and hit, let me show you again. At the bottom of this, there'll be a send, okay? And it'll tell you what to do. Once you fill these out, you hit send, your screen will change to give you your results, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the board behind me, and I'm going to, let's see how I can make this work. I should make it work right here. So I've got my ideal weight over here that I'm not trusting because it doesn't have my height on it, right? Remember? But I have the chart that I looked at, and 233 was the highest for my height. 233 was the high mark. And with a 24-pound, it's 219 to 233. And we're going to test it on what this body fat assessment says I'm supposed to be, okay? Now, everybody with me? I know this may seem like a lot. This may feel like a lot. Let me get to the gallery view. This may feel like a lot, Jacqueline. This may actually seem, Skip, like it's a little bit hard for you, but hopefully as you get your measurements and you start to put pen to paper, what I'm telling you, Geraldine, will work out for you. I don't think you may not have a lot to lose, Helen. You may be just looking at this class as this is good to know, okay? But some people really want to know what a healthy weight range would be for them. This ideal weight range, whether you want to believe it or not, I wouldn't send you here if I didn't believe it for myself. This is the best way to let a system talk to you outside of somebody personally telling you, okay? Now, I'm getting a little vulnerable, right? Because I'm sharing my numbers with you, okay? My personal goal weight is 230. The machine has told me that my eyes are not lying to me, that I need to weigh at least 230 to be in the normal range. Now, does that mean that I will look like my abs are popping out and that I'll be a runway model or whatever it is that men are that are at their goal weight? Because I'm not. No, it probably doesn't. Somewhere on my frame between 233 and 219, I will go from being comfortable in my clothes to being comfortable in my swimsuit. Okay, now some of us have this picture in our mind. I do. I got this picture in my mind. Okay, maybe some of y'all are like, I just want to be comfortable in my nightgown. I don't necessarily need to be comfortable in a bathing suit. I want to be comfortable in my own mind. I want to be comfortable in my heart of hearts, Jerry. So let's get there, okay? So back to Jason. Got Jason's current weight, right? 248. Now let me share my screen with you, get back to my body fat assessment. My body fat assessment says that 173, let's go with 174 of those pounds is lean body, okay? Just so you guys understand, lean body is your blood, it's your organs, it's your sinews and muscles, it's your skeleton, and your skin, okay? That's your lean body. It does not include your fat, okay? Now, my lean body at 174 is, I would look like I was in a concentration camp, okay? Y'all understand that when you do, wait a minute. It doesn't matter if you understand or not, okay? I'm going to make you understand. When you get your body fat assessment, your lean body number is not your goal weight. It has nothing to do with your goal weight. So when you see that, I don't want you to think this is an impossible thing, okay? Nobody is trying to be their lean body weight, okay? I could make a distasteful remark here, but people that are anorexic are not trying to be their lean body weight, but that's what you would look like at your lean body weight. So take that from me. Now, it tells us here on my assessment that I have 74.44 pounds of fat on my body. That's my total fat. And it should be, you guys, that you could take my essential fat, my reserve fat, and my excess fat and add those things together, and you would come up with 74.44 pounds. Okay? 74.44 pounds should be my essential, my reserve, and my excess fat. Now, in order for Jason to get his ideal weight at the highest end, I'm going to take my lean body weight and I'm going to add my essential fat to it. Now, okay, y'all stay in here with me. My essential fat is, let's go with 15 pounds. So with 15 pounds added, I'm at 189. At 189, I'm still pretty darn lean. Matter of fact, I'm so lean that you would see all the muscle and sinews on my body. I would look like I would look like a very thin, because I'm so tall, but I would look like a thin thoroughbred horse. Okay. Every muscle that I have on my body, including on my cheeks and on my eyes and all of my muscles would be showing. My skin would be taut across me. And that is what 189 would look like on my frame. Is that what I want to look like? No, it is not. So in determining my ideal weight, I wouldn't take my lean body weight and just put the fat that I need to be alive, which is my essential fat, back on me. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my reserve fat. Okay. Now my reserve fat is exactly what it says. It would be fat that my body keeps in reserve in order to give myself fuel if I were to not be able to find food. If you were to imagine yourself living in a hunter-gatherer type of situation where you had to look for your food and you were hungry a lot, you would need a lot of maybe reserve fat, not too much, certainly not 50 pounds like I have. However, I'm going to take half of this number and add it to my essential fat and my lean body weight. I'm going to go with a little more than half. I'm going to go with 25 pounds. Okay. So if I add 25 pounds of reserve fat to my lean body weight and my essential fat, I'm looking at 214 pounds. Now, can y'all see this? This right here is called zero drag on my body. Okay, if I were to be looking to be zero drag, and zero drag is real close to what the ideal weight range says my body should be at a healthy range, right? It says I should be between 233 and 219. My most athletic, healthy body should look something like 214 pounds. Now, between 214 and 233, I should be pretty healthy. Let's look at the body fat assessment and see what it says about 233, okay? So, if I were to, let me just get my little eraser out right quick. Instead of adding 25 back to my lean body weight and my essential fat. Let's add all of that reserve fat back to my weight, my current weight. So if we add, 47 pounds. We got 236 pounds. Now, that's not very far. Once again, it's a little higher than my projected healthy body weight, my ideal weight of 233. And so it's a little bit higher and a little bit lower when I do the assessment and figure my numbers. Now, what you're going to want, what did I leave off? What did I leave off that you're going to want to know? If and when, Miss Polly, you do the ideal body weight, you should know that it is an in general guesstimation, okay? But when you do a professional body fat assessment, which our tool is, it's not going to be as accurate as if you put calipers on you at a doctor's office, or if you get put into a water displacement mechanism, which is what you would use at which would be a professional body fat assessment tool. This is an excellent guesstimation tool, the body fat assessment on our website. Now, the difference in 214 and 236 and 219 and 233 is very little, right? Would y'all agree? It's very little. So you could get your body fat assessment, your ideal weight range, one of two ways. Do the body fat assessment, add back your lean weight to your essential fat and your reserve fat, and you'll get the high end, okay? Take your lean body weight, your essential fat, and half of your reserve fat, and you'll get the low end, okay? Anybody got questions right there? Because this is a good place for me to answer questions. Y'all want to talk or do you want to type? Let me try to unmute. All right, y'all can unmute yourself. Anybody got questions? Anybody learning anything? Katinka's learning.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's got a question? Sandra?
No, I don't have a question. I'm starting over. I'm just joining in, getting my feet wet one more time.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Helen, you got a question?
No, sir. I'm just listening and trying my best to get back.
Okay. All right. So maybe I'm doing a better job of teaching you than I thought. So we'll go back to the lesson. Okay. So now that we have determined our ideal weight range, okay? For me, the easy way is to go to theidealweight.com to tell everybody, because if you go there, all you got to do is put in your age, your height, your weight, and age, height, weight, and your gender, and hit send. That's it. So that's a pretty easy way. You don't need a tape measure for that. You do need a scale. Okay. You're going to need a scale for the body fat assessment. The body fat assessment is going to give you some other things you can learn to find your ideal weight range. So let's go look at that right now. Now, judging by what this says right here, it says I have 12.44 pounds of excess body fat. So let me just tell you what excess body fat is. Excess body fat is that fat that's on your body that is causing you to get inch closer and closer and closer to being diabetic. It's that body fat that you have that clogs your arteries and veins, that causes us to have high blood pressure, and that brings us closer to having cholesterol issues, fatigue. It causes us to have men to have start down the path of having low testosterone. It is the precursor to having a complicated a complication with other type of illnesses like COVID-19. Okay, so I'll just say it like that. Losing our excess body fat is the best thing all of us can do for ourselves in order to be able to fend off diseases and viruses that are constantly bombarding us in this life. Okay, so if we take away all things vanity, if we take away all things that have to do with the way we look, and simply look at the equation of, this is where I started, if you'll remember, do I want to be healthy? What would I do to have a healthy body? The first thing you can do is rid yourself of excess fat on purpose. Okay? Rid yourself of excess fat on purpose. Now, just so I can be clear with everybody, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. Now, this is the easiest way I can show you. It says I have 13 pounds to lose. 13 pounds, you guys. I'm going to get rid of my height. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff because it's nonsense, right? Anybody that doesn't have a willing and wanting heart, they're not going to be able to get it until you see this. At 248, says I need to lose, let's say 15 pounds. At 15 pounds, right, 8, this is going to be 3, 3, 2. It's right on the line, you guys. It's right on my healthy line. If I just get rid of that body fat that's excess, the unhealthy stuff that makes me more than 50% more likely to have complications with other illnesses, renal failure, everything from gallstones to kidney stones, all of it. If I just get rid of the excess body fat, my life can be I can live a much happier, healthier life because I don't have that thing in the back of my head, Katinka, that says you're not living your best life, right? You've let yourself go. Just those are the things that I say to myself. May not be the things that you say to you. That's between you and yourself. Now, but I want to show you this because, hey, this is important. Watch. Jason, what about all that skin? What about all those what about all the clothes that you own? What about if you lose those pounds, how will your life change? Let me show you. Jason, you've only got 15 pounds to lose. Surely you can't relate to what I'm fixing to what I'm fixing to have to do. Wait a minute. When I started this, I weighed 338 pounds. You see? Do y'all see what I'm saying? This is the amount of excess, right, that I have now. Excess. It's not essential. It's not reserved. It's excess. It's stuff that what? I do not need anymore. It is the stuff that makes me unhealthy. But, look, let's just do this. If I take and subtract 248 from 238, what I got, 90 pounds? When it was 105 pounds that I had to lose, I'm sure I looked at that ideal weight like, there's no way possible that I can do this. I'll have skin hanging off of me. I'll look like a melted candle, right? Look, I have skin. I have skin. Listen, I assure you, I have a lot. It's all over me. I have skin that is not filled in. But you know what I don't have? I don't have high blood pressure. My triglycerides are not off the chart. Bless God, I don't have acid reflux every hour of every day. I'm not on antidepressants anymore. My cholesterol is in the right zone. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I have focused on getting this number off, this number plus that number, 105 pounds. I've focused on it to where now I've only got 15 pounds of unwanted body fat to go. It's hard. You know what I'm not worried about? My skin. It's just not a worry. It's just not something that would bother me today. Back then, when I was secure in walking around with my shirt tail out, because it hid my flaws better than if I walked around with my shirt tail in. Maybe this will hit home with somebody. Maybe you do the same thing. Maybe you hide in your clothes. I used to hide in my clothes. Okay. There's a lot of a difference between 338 and 248, right? But friend, there's a lot of difference between 248 and 215 as well. It's a whole nother ball game. For me, it's a whole nother set of clothes. For me, it's a different shirt size. It's a different pant size. Bless God, I may even get a new sock size. I may get new socks. You hear that, darling? I may get new socks. I'm definitely going to have new underwear. Definitely going to have new pants. I'm going to have to get a new belt or at least poke another hole in my belt. And I've already poked 7 holes in my belt, family. Y'all hear me? 7. I'm 7 holes in my belt away from where I started. That means I've had to buy a new belt, right? If not, I would have to tuck my belt in behind me in the loops that are behind me. And it's uncomfortable. I did that for a while because it was pretty, I was vain, and I admit it. I was proud of myself, but it was all vanity. Now, what's the right number for you? Right? What's the right number for you? Jason, just tell me, what's the right number for me? Okay? What's the right number for me? I don't know what my goal weight should be. Well, your goal weight should be a number that you believe you will be happy with yourself at. Okay. And for you folks that are in a race and you got to get it done right this minute, it's got to be done. I mean, I'm going to the beach next week. I got to lose 40 pounds. For you folks, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But you're going to, the amount of self-discipline and control that you're going to have to put into getting this weight off is going to be monumental, but you can do it. If you're not ready for monumental self-discipline and self-control, then won't you take the deadline off, but solidify the number. Take the deadline off, but solidify the number, okay? In other words, I will forever be in weight loss mode. Jason Whitener will forever be in weight loss mode until I am at 225. This gets me inside of my ideal weight range with a pillow or a cushion or a little bit of weight room here above. I can go to 233, remember? So that gives me 8 pounds that I can gain and still be ideal. Okay. I don't want to get just ideal. I want to get into my ideal weight range to where I feel like, hey, I can go and have me one of them there holidays where I eat everything in sight until it's coming out of my nose, proverbially, not literally. But I mean, snorting like a pig. Look, I'm this way. Yes. All right. So that's me. Right? I'll tell you what my first goal weight was. Helen, my first goal weight from 338, my first goal weight was to get to 299 pounds. That was my first goal weight. Now, it wasn't my end goal weight. It wasn't the weight that I wanted to be forever. It was just a weight that I could get. It was a long way off, but it was a number that would be different. Okay. And then from 290, I wanted to weigh 260. Lord, I hadn't been 260 in a long time. Got to 260. Now I want to be 230, right? Well, you say you want to be 230. You weigh 248. Been doing this a long time. Yes. Yes. And 2 or 3 weeks ago, Sandra, I weighed 232 pounds. What happened? Easter. Easter. Bless God, Easter happened, and a couple of days before Easter, I've taken a little break, and I'm okay with it. Why am I okay with it? Because until I make my goal weight, I'm in weight loss mode. And with Shibboleth, it's easy. It's easy. We get up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. When I get into maintenance mode, I'll get up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. So now all I have to do is focus on perfect days. And if I have a holiday, I have six holidays. When I have one, I get to mark one off, right? If I have 4, then 4 of them are gone. I've only got 2 left. But if I stay with this structure, whereby in a calendar month, all I have is 6 holidays or less, it don't matter how slow it goes, my weight per month will continue to go down until I reach my goal weight. Then I can change my philosophy over where I can add some more days in where I eat off the plan. The thing is, you guys, we get so accustomed to, as big people, as overeaters, as Americans, that may be the way to say it, as Americans, is that we feel entitled to overeat. It's become part of our history. It's become part of our heritage. It's become something that we have grown accustomed to the point to where all of our marketing is centered around what? Supersizing, upsizing, getting double portions. It comes, the color of the packaging they use actually draws us in to buy the bigger product with more. You want to get the family size. I want to get all of that stuff, right? That's the way that it comes down to all of us. The truth is, we need to learn to eat in moderation. We need to learn to eat in moderation until we deserve to eat outside of moderation. I know that's hard to hear. It's hard for me to hear. Hard for me to preach to myself. I'm preaching myself tonight. I have to eat in moderation even when I'm on holiday. Yes, Helen, I said it. There's only one reason why Jason can gain 12 or 13 pounds in a 4 or 5 day period. It's because when I'm bad, Katinka, I'm way too bad. Okay? And why am I still capable of being way too bad? It's because it's ingrained in my heritage. And I have to be like the Lord. I have to literally let my old self die, and I have to resurrect myself into a new body. And it's a body that I cherish and that I maintain to a different level and to a different standard. I need to be holy as he is holy, just like the Bible says, be ye holy as he is holy. If we can just figure out how to let the old self go and live for a new land, for a new weight, I promise you, I'm going there with you, okay? I promise you, when I get to my goal weight, I'm going to be living in a land that's flowing with Kroger Carb Master milk and organic honey. I'm going to be celebrating, just like my buddy Kim Danke does. I'm going to be celebrating my maintenance lifestyle by having 12 holidays a month and staying the same way. And that's what I want to teach you guys to do. That's what I want Kim to teach you guys how to do. I've kept you way too long, I'm sure. What time is 7:49? Yeah, I've had you for almost an hour since I started a little early. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to stop my little Facebook Live. Facebook, listen, if you've enjoyed what you've heard tonight, we do this every Monday night at 7 p.m. All you need to do is, I need for you to sign up for my text alerts, 888-831-1207. Send the word My Jason to 888-831-1207. and get in on my text alerts. I'll invite you to class. Also, if you'd like to join Shibboleth, feel free to use one of the links that I've supplied in my Facebook video. So long, Facebook. I'll see you guys later. Okay, and for you guys that are still here, stop.